Hello guys, I am Mohammed Dayan and welcome to the final episode of Python programming problem solving series. So I'm sorry for not uploading for a long time because I was busy and like we have our final exams in school. So today the problem is maximum GCD, which the difficulty is almost about 900. So let's start with the solving problems. So let's consider all integers in the range from 1 to n inclusive. Among all pairs of distinct integers in this range, we have to find the maximum possible greatest common divisor of integers in the pair. Formally, we have to find the maximum value of GCD AB. Okay, so now the greatest common divisor GCD AB of two positive integers a and b is the biggest integer that divides both a and b. So let's plan our code. So what do we have to do here is that we are given one integer n. In the input section we have t, that is test cases. So we are not gonna look forward for that because we are using range for to handle test cases. So we have got an integer n where we have to find the maximum GCD of a B, maximum GCD of AB. So how are you gonna find that? Of course, we are gonna find it by n floor division 2. This is equal to the max GCD of A and B. So floor division equal, like if we have a number 3 divided by 1.5, it will be equal to 1. And if we have 7 3.5, it will be equal to 3. So that's why we have very great chances to find the maximum GCD, because it must be an integer can't be in a decimal. So now let's start with the coding. Let's now start the coding. So now let's go to our compiler where I already have pasted the test cases to test it. So I have already coded it and we are gonna be checking it by submitting as well. So now let's first define. We are gonna do this in a different way using the define function, because we this is the final level and we should learn every function of the of Python. So return can only be used in max GCD function or any function you have defined. You can name it any, but there must be no space and anything else. So you already know that there must be you already know that return is a function in define where we will define our own name, and you already know the rules for variables. So now let's return n floor division 2. So now we have to handle all the test cases where t is gonna be our test number of test cases, and then we are gonna make a for loop for I in range t. We are gonna input n. Sorry for this, I didn't give space. So n is equal to integer input. Again we are gonna input another n which is integer. Now we are gonna just do simple. We are just gonna print max GCD uh, n divided n. That's it. So now let's run it and we're gonna see it will give output the correct answer. Sorry, my net is a little bit slow, so that's why it's gonna work a little bit late. So it's correct. I have already tried this code. It is correct, so I'm just gonna copy it. And then I'm gonna paste it into the submission bar. Let's go to this problem submission. Let it open for it will open in a while. It's gonna open in a while, but it is correct because I have already planned the code, and its output is 1 2. This should be the output because our output is like this. It's a little bit give an error. Let me just reload it. Yes, now it came. The submission of the code. It's just loading in a while. In 2 to 3 minutes, it will load. So till that, I'm gonna explain the code what is happening here. Actually, we have defined our own function, which is max gcd. You can write any name over here instead of max gcd, which is highlighted in green. You can do any name, and inside there is a parameter named n, which you can also name by yourself. So in that, we can only use n to return. Like return the parameter you have named. You must do the same in every n making. So like in n I have assigned an n parameter, so you have to return. If you return a floor division 2, it will give an error since the parameter and the argument are not the same. So now I have handled in these three lines I have handled the input. I handled the input, and then I print and I outputted the max gcd n, which is this logic, which is apparently correct. It's gonna load in a second, and I'm gonna tell you about the second problem that we're gonna be doing in the next episode, which is the final episode, and which will be hard. It will be apparently very hard, and we'll be using define again, and we're gonna be using, and that problem will be related to binary search. We're gonna be using binary search in that, and it's going to be the very hardest problem of our series. So now let it load. It's going to load in a while. Next it loaded. So now we are calling maximum gcd. Now let me just copy this code and paste it. I'm pasting the code now. I'm pasting a code. Hold on a second. Let me just copy this again. Control X, yes. Let me just go to the problem of maximum gcd. So till that, I'm gonna also tell you about the Codeforce. Codeforce is a good platform where you have different problems such as these lists. This is a contest from Div 2 problem. There are different levels, Div 1 to Div 4. Div 4 is the easiest level. Div 3 is the more hard. Div 2 is more harder than Div 4 and Div 3. And Div 1 is the hardest contest. Uh, I have given many contests in which now I have a bunch of rating. You can make an account, you can give contests, and you can have a practice of Python and other programming languages. The main thing only over the main thing is that you have to learn how to make logic. You can do problems in any programming language, but you have to learn its syntax. If you don't learn its syntax, it will give you an error. So now let's check its status. It's running. So it's running. We are just gonna wait for a while, and then it's gonna be accepted. These are the two codes I wrote. I'm gonna show you the other one, the code which I did in December. uh, Till it's running, I'm gonna show you this. This is the my other code where I also use define, and the input I handled, but I wrote all the code in the define function, but over here I didn't wrote it. So now let me check this one. This is the same code. This is the same code I wrote earlier, so it was accepted. So that's all for today's episode, and hope to see you in the next uh, final episode, part 2, and we will be meeting soon again in our C++ course. And Allah Hafiz.